Howdy everyone, welcome to another Good e-Reader review video. My name is Michael.
My name is Peter.
We have here the Kobo Touch 2.0.
Finally.
This is the first comprehensive e-reader review of this specific device that you likely have seen up until this point. Of course, it's a Good e-Reader exclusive.
Oh yeah, it is.
Need we say more? Yeah. So the big hyping factor behind this device is that it's cheap as hell. It's $89 Canadian, which is about $61 US. It's an entry-level e-reader, so it kind of goes the Kobo Touch 2.0, the Kobo Glow HD, and then the Kobo
H2O. Yeah.
So that's their portfolio. So this doesn't have a front light. The resolution is not very good in comparison to its higher priced e-readers. It's only 800 by 600. But how does that resolution affect the overall reading experience? Well, that's what we're going to show you today, both on ebooks, manga, and PDF files. But first, let's take a look at the hardware.
So this e-reader actually uses the exact same plastic outside as the Kobo Glow HD. The Kobo Glow HD is the one on the right here. They're exactly the same because they're using the same plastics. The only thing that's different is the back of the Kobo Touch 2.0 is using this kind of thin plastic sandpaper feel textured backing. It doesn't leave any fingerprints, which is really cool because it's not flat, and you get an embossed piano finish Kobo symbol on the back. You have a power button up top and the USB port on the bottom. The Kobo Glow HD, to not be confused, will have this rubber perforated leather looking kind of backing.
Gets dirty really quick.
Oh yeah, catches a lot of oils, catches a lot of little bits because there's these little perforated holes in it, and they catch everything. So that can be a differentiating factor aesthetic wise, so you know which device you actually have.
Home screen I've always liked about Kobo e-readers because it's dynamic. Whenever you open things, it replaces other things. So you can see the home screen here now. And then I can hit the settings menu, go to beta features, open up like the web browser.
Now Kobo's always done this. They cancel out the internet if you don't use it. It's to save battery. A lot of other e-readers just keep it on 24/7.
All right, so go back to the home screen. And you can see that the little web browser tab is there.
And everything is a different size. So the web browser is going to be different than reading stats, then a book preview, then the library. So it keeps it always new and always fresh.
Right. So there's some main components to the main UI here. You can look at the books that you have on the device. And these are books that we have either side-loaded or purchased from Kobo.
Yep.
You can establish collections, and you can read articles from your Pocket account. Your bookstore here is recommended for you based on purchases that you made. You could look at featured lists. Let's take a look at that. So these are lists that Kobo has made on their website. So this changes like on a weekly basis. 99 cents. So there's a a wide array here of books, but I think what I like the most about this is related reading.
I think so too. This is really cool.
So depending on books that you have purchased, so you only get related reading from books that you bought from Kobo.
The ones at the top are related reading. Every time Mike swipes to the left or right, this one creates another list, a separate list of things that are very similar to that book.
Right.
And
so
if we go to this one, it'll create a completely different list that's more fantasy and like
other books in the series by the same author, and you can instantly purchase it here.
Or a preview. If you type the little thing there, you can get a preview of the respective book, and you can find all your previews in the preview section of your library as well.
Yeah, and if you want to delete books from your device, you can do that like in a settings menu. You can actually delete books here. So you can remove all of the previews that are on your device.
Free up some space.
Yeah. So if you have sideloaded a lot of books, that'll help you. One of the things I wanted to point out in a settings menu is that you can change how many times the full page refresh will be in an ebook. and we'll show you more on that in a second. But I like this page because you can actually disable the tracking of reading activity. So for like reading life and for the awards, and that's if you don't want this to appear. So reading stats, if you don't want that there, or if you don't want to track those settings, you can disable it, and same with awards. So we're not going to show you all the settings menus, but know that this does have a web browser, and you could really kind of customize the touch screen aspect of it.
Yeah.
Let's look at an ebook. So we'll go to the library and we'll look up Girl on a Train.
Cover art. We'll go to some text outside of the prologue. So page turns are very nice and crisp. They're very quick. Let's go to this one. So this is a standard page of text. This is what it's going to look like by default without you changing anything. Page turns once again. You can tap the side, so you can do one-handed, or you can swipe. If you press and hold, what it will do is give you a dictionary definition of yacht. You can click that to do highlights. Click the highlight. You can do a longer highlight if you grab these anchors. You can also add a note. This will be a good time to look at the keyboard. I've never really liked Kobo's keyboard. Reason being, it's QWERTY, but not really.
What is this?
That's-
EAG.
We'll explore that in a sec. It's QWERTY, but everything's stacked on top of each other. Q is never above A. It's actually staggered, so it's a little bit unnatural. This should just be secondary characters. Oh my god, that's kind of... When would you use this, really?
Yeah.
OE next to each other, and then this weird U, and this D with a line on it, and then like an IJ. That's weird. If you want to spell Kijiji, that's pretty useful.
Yeah, totally.
Right? Yeah, so we have a lot of different characters because Kobo's relevant in so many languages. We also have an upside down question mark because, you know, we use that every day. And this is why they have many different sets of characters. But anyways, that's creating a note. We also have search in book, and you can share it to Facebook, search in Wikipedia, search in Google. And if you click the top, this is a very useful... I will show this really quick. This is navigation, so you can go to the very end of the book or move this slider bar.
Or even just go back to the table of contents.
Right. Move the slider bar to where you want to go. This is very crucial section. Kobo's always been really good at customizing text because you have these slider bars instead of just the simple levels of changing everything. Everything changes live. Line spacing, margins. You can go really thin if you don't like reading to the very edges. Maybe your hand gets in the way. Justification to the left. Center justification. Off. And many different texts. You can load your own texts as well.
Yeah, with the USB cable, there's a font directory, so you can download any font you want from the internet and then sideload them on the Kobo, which is very cool because that's the way that Kobo appeals to casual readers by having a ton of options here. But then you could like sideload in fonts, which is something that
Advanced.
the Nook or the Kindle can't really do.
So now we have advanced section. We're going with a different font.
Let's go Cecilia.
And then we'll do big and small weight. You can see this is what it was before, what we had our text set at, and this is what it will be after we click apply. We're not going to do that because it's really big and everything, but they have this cool advanced setting for the people who really want to cater the reading experience to their specific needs.
One of the kind of interesting things about an e-reader is that dictionaries. And this is something that you don't really get in a standard book, which is what draws people to reading digital content, is that you can do instant translations, instant meanings. You can do from one language to like another, so French to English and things like that, which is cool because some people are learning a second language. Some people want to read a book in English, but maybe they're native French speakers. Right. So this is a way that you see maybe a word like nostalgia, and you really don't know what that means. You can get like a good translation.
In a real book, you read nostalgia, you can't understand it. There's nobody to ask, you're done. You don't know, you can't progress. But an e-reader will have the resources, and worst case scenario, it's not in the dictionary, it has Google search.
So let's take a look at a manga.
This is Dragon Ball manga preloaded on here. So you see it's not perfect optimized for the screen, so you might have to do some zooming and whatnot. So what we're going to do first is pinch and zoom. You can see everything is very blurry, but this is because they don't want to render the image until you're done selecting where you want to be. There is a mini map up top to show you where you are on the page. Once you let go, it now renders and everything smooths over. So we can again go to another section of this page and everything renders.
Yeah, to be honest, the pinching and zooming experience, like this makes me not exactly have a seizure.
It's
but
fast though.
It's I know, but like
it's fast.
You're looking at that.
It's pretty
like
fast. I know.
Look how blurry and stuff like that
it is.
I mean, this certainly isn't like.
But you know, when they don't make it blurry, it's slow. It's sluggish because they're always trying to give you the optimal image the whole time. But this is why they make it blurry like that.
Yeah.
So what else we can do is go to
what I kind of wanted to show
preview,
is that you say we're on an iPad and a tablet and the camera's not optimized for this, but look at this. This is sort of like this is what a lot of people are used to. When they're using
it's an LCD, it's refreshing 60 to 120 times a second.
I know.
E-reader doesn't refresh
but
like
when a lot of people have a smartphone, whereas like this is sort of what they're used to.
It's true, and then they go as fast as they want on an e-reader, and they're like, "Hey, this is crap."
You go from a smartphone and a tablet to an e-reader, and then you might see like a PDF scrolling like that, and it's like, man, what is this broken? What's happening?
This device is terrible.
It's just because of the refresh rate with e-readers.
It's true. So you have fit to width, fit to height, and landscape and portrait rotation. There's not too many features with PDFs on this e-reader. You can't highlight text like you can on a Kindle. It's really just reading the manga itself. Can't really do too much with it.
All right, so now that we looked at a manga, which is basically, this was the PDF file, right?
Yes.
Okay, so let's take a look at something a little bit bigger.
So this is 85 MB as it said there. So what we have is a Dungeons and Dragons Monsters Manual. Why we use this is because it's a good mix of text and grays and pictures and all that. So we're gonna get to a photo right here. We're gonna do some pinch and zooming. See, it's really blurry, but once you let go, everything optimizes, it renders. I said it renders.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, so you could see that like an entry-level Kobo kind of struggles a bit with like PDFs.
But you know, even the entry-level Kindle will allow you to highlight text, make annotations, notes, keyboards, and
really
translation.
Anything you can do with an ebook,
exactly.
You can do with a PDF.
You are unable to do anything on that in a PDF on the Kobo devices.
All right, so as you can see, Kobo struggles a bit, especially with this entry-level e-reader.
Yeah.
When it comes down to it, you're buying an e-reader to basically just like read books. A lot of people aren't buying a 6-inch e-reader to read PDF files. If you are, you're more, you're better served going towards like an 8-inch e-reader, a 10-inch e-reader, or something like the Sony Digital Paper, something that's like optimized for the PDF experience. This is an e-reader. You can see with Girl on a Train, you have a ton of options. The e-reading experience is really solid. When it comes to the 800 by 600 resolution, I never really noticed a big difference between reading it on here versus reading it on the Kobo Glow HD.
Right, yeah, I did. I mean, when the screen is this small, I think 800 by 600 is fine. I don't think you need over 1,000 by height and width, but that is what our comparison video will show, and that'll really become evident when we put these two head to head.
Right, so if you want to see how this stacks up visually compared to the Kobo Glow HD, stay tuned to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/goodyreader, and for a full hands-on review, as well as all the industry news in libraries, ebooks, audiobooks, manga. Check out our website at goodyreader.com, and for Goody Reader and a review of the Kobo Touch
2.0.
My name is Michael.
My name is Peter.
Everybody take care.